Hello everyone and welcome to today's literacy session, part 1 of 2. This is going to be a two-part session. The first part today is going to be looking at the way that we build up alliteration sentences, and then the next lesson is going to be about building up alliteration sentences. But we need to look at different types of words today so that we can use this method. I already said it, didn't I? But today we're learning about or going towards doing alliteration. Now, does anybody watching know what alliteration is? Maybe tell a sibling, and maybe tell a parent. Pause this video now. What is alliteration? Okay, so I will go over what alliteration is. Alliteration isn't too dissimilar to rhyming. Now, with rhyming, like, I don't know, let's have some words, ink and pink. The ending sound is the same. So if we look at the word pink and the word ink, they both have the INK at the end, making the ink sound so that they rhyme. Alliteration is very similar, except it's the initial sound that is the same, or rather just the initial letter that is the same. So what letter could I go for? Couldn't I? And I could involve this guy here, who some of you might recognize. So what's his name? Sonic. So I could go for super sonic speedily went. That doesn't have the sound. Shopping. Supersonic speedily went shopping, and all those except one have the S sound at the beginning. Supersonic speedily went shopping, full stop, at the end of your sentence, Mr. Keeling. So alliteration are two or more words together that start with the same sound or same letter. This is used quite a lot in poetry because it gives a certain sound to the poem that you're reading. So, for example, in your poem, if you were describing a snake, you would use the letter S so that you get that slimy snakes slither slowly. Yeah? You get that sound, which is the sound of a snake. So poetry uses it quite a lot. Another kind of funny little type of poetry is tongue twisters, and tongue twisters use the initial sound so that you get a little confused when you're saying it. For example, marvelous magic, most mysterious, make me make a monster into mozzarella marmalade. That one beginning with the initial sound M. I've got a few up on the computer. I'll read a couple of tongue twisters. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, which a peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Whoa, that was hard to say. Betty Botter bought some butter, but she said the butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. But a bit of better butter will make my batter better. So 'twas better Betty Botter bought a bit of better butter. Oh, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would as much as he could, and chuck as much wood as a woodchuck would if a woodchuck could chuck wood. So you can build tongue twisters out of alliteration, starting with that initial sound. But today we're going to look at a method for building them. And we're not going to use alliteration today. We're going to save that for part 2. We're just going to use the method. And to do the method, we need to collect lots of words. And we need to know 4 types of words in particular. I'm going to write these down on my board now. The 4 types of words that we need to know are these. We need to know what nouns are. We need to know what verbs are. We need to know what adverbs are. And we need to know what adjectives are. So we're going to start with nouns. On the worksheet, below this video, you'll find that you've got 4 boxes. One of the boxes says nouns, one of the boxes says verbs, one of the boxes say adverbs, and the other box says adjectives. And what I want you to do today, don't worry about the alliteration, don't worry about the initial sound. We're just learning a method, and you'll see in part 2 how we use this method to build alliteration. Today, I just want you to focus on what these 4 types of words are. The first one is nouns. I'm going to talk about them. We're going to collect a few on my whiteboard, and then I want you to add more to the box that you've got on your worksheet. So, nouns are objects, just things around, anything that is an object. If it's a person or a place, that is a pronoun, so I'm going to stay away from pronouns today, and we're just going to go for objects. So, for example, right here, straight away, I've got a phone. I'm going to write that down. Phone. A phone. Oh, hit myself with the whiteboard. A phone is a noun. Here, a toy. Sonic would be a pronoun, but he is a toy, so I'll put toy. That's a noun. Toy. So I've got in my nouns box so far, I've got phone and I've got toy. Yeah. What's this? We've got a book. Book. I'm going to add that. Pencil. Light. Light switch. TV. Picture. Door. Wall. Literally, any object is a noun. So I've just filled my board up with lots of words, lots of objects, and then I've done all my nouns. I want you to try and come up with some different nouns in your first box. So if you can access the worksheet now, pause this video before we go on to the next box. I want you to fill your noun box with lots of objects. They do not have to start with the same letter today, but you might be able to see how we're going to use this for alliteration next time. So pause the video, fill your box with nouns. Meanwhile, I'm going to go on to verbs now. Verbs. Does anybody know what this is? Verbs are action words. Basically, any action, anything you can do or anything that can be done is a verb. So let's think about some verbs. Let's think. 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 I was thinking. I can think. That is a verb. I just smiled. Smile is a verb. Chew, sneeze is a verb. Talk, I'm talking right now. That is a verb. You're watching. Watch. Watch is a verb. Anything that you can do is a verb. I want you to try and fill your verb box with as many action words as you can. So you've done the nouns. Now I want you to do the verbs. Pause the video and give that box a go for me. And I am going to move on to adjectives. Adjectives. Now, a lot of people say, well, adjectives are describing words. Yes, they are describing words, but they are describing words for nouns. So let's get a few nouns back on this sheet. What did we have? We had door, didn't we? Yeah, door. We had wall. We had toy. And we had, well, let's have another word, a new word, tree. So these are all nouns. Toy, door, wall, and tree. Adjectives describe the noun. So how could I describe these nouns? Well, if I have a look at the wall behind me, it looks quite smooth. So I could say it's a smooth wall. I could say that it's light blue. It's a light blue wall. Both the words light and blue there would be adjectives. Light wall, light blue wall. Tree. How might I describe a tree? Well, the bark of the tree might be rough. So there the adjective would be rough. It could be tall. It could be spooky looking. Yeah, maybe. Leafy. Leafy. Green, brown. Lots of words that you could use to describe the tree. The door behind me. We could say clear for the window bits. We could say white again. Hard, tall, maybe like we did with the tree. And then the toy, we could describe it as fun. We could describe it as multicolored, blue, red, uh, yellow. Yeah. So describing words there, but describing words for nouns. I want you to pause this video, use your nouns in your noun box and try and think up describing words for those nouns that you've already got. Pause it now, give it a go while I move on to the last one. The last one is adverbs. Now, adverbs, just like adjectives, are describing words. Can you guess what these words describe? They describe verbs. So adjectives describe nouns, adverbs describe verbs. So if I put a few verbs on here, I don't know, like slept, ate, what else could we have? Sneezed. We got sneezed before, didn't we? Sneezed and ran. Now, a lot of people remember adverbs as ly words, because ly words, and that's because a lot of adverbs end with the letters ly. But that's not always true, and we'll see that in a minute, because one of these is not going to end with ly. The best way to think of adverbs is they are words that describe the verbs. Mainly end with ly, but they describe verbs. So if I took the word sneezed, they might have sneezed loudly. Sneeze loudly, loudly describing how the person has sneezed. The adverb is loudly. If I take the word sleep or slept, the person might have slept peacefully or calmly or serenely. Again, all of those words ending with ly, so you can see why they're called ly words quite a lot. The person ate quickly, ate quietly, or ate noisily, perhaps. Again, all of those words ending with ly, but this is the one that I want to show you. The person ran fast. What do you think? Is fast an adverb? Yes, it is, because the word fast describes how you have run. So even though it doesn't end with ly, it is still an adverb, and any word that describes a verb is an adverb. So what I want you to do, last thing, look at the verbs that you've already got on your sheet and see if you can pick a adverb to describe them: quietly, noisily, loudly, bravely, courageously, slowly, lots, mainly ending with ly. Then, once you've completed that sheet and you have filled it full of nouns, verbs, adverbs, and adjectives, I would like you to try building 3 sentences, and they must have one of each of those words in them. So I had, let's say if I was building a sentence, he ate delicious beans noisily or loud. Let's go loud or quickly. Yeah, let's go quickly. Hello, children. You'll notice that the video cut off and also that the background has changed now somewhere else. That's because through the magic of editing, I can get rid of a mistake I made right at the very end and redo it. As I went through the sentence, I accidentally said adverb twice. So not to confuse you, I've I've cut that bit out and I am refilming it. So just looking at the sentence I built, he ate delicious beans quickly. Let me just get rid of anything on the back here. He ate delicious beans quickly. So here I have put ate, which is the verb. I've put delicious, which is our adjective. In the last video, I called it an adverb. It is not. It is an adjective because it describes the next word, beans, which is our noun. And then the last word, quickly, which is our adverb because it describes how the person ate the food. So, using your words on your worksheet, try and build me 3 sentences. Each sentence must have a noun, an adverb, an adjective, and a verb. Part 2 of this lesson will be on Thursday because tomorrow it's our live lesson, and I hope to see you all on YouTube, 11 a.m. tomorrow. There'll be a live chat. As long as you've got your own YouTube account, you'll be able to talk directly to me, and I'll be able to talk to you. That's everything for now. Good luck with your work, and I will see you live tomorrow. Bye.